Hi, welcome to another posting of this Land Rover 101, which me and my son are on with. It has been a bit of a time since we last put up. I think it's about 3 or 4 weeks, something like that. I was working with the exhaust, and I've got a little bit more done. I did put down, or should I say, I asked if anybody would, if they knew about the silencer, where it might have come from, and the gentleman, I apologise, I forgot to get your name this morning because I've been busy first thing working on a motorbike, a friend's motorbike, a VT 1100 Bulldog, back tyre. So I was rushing this morning to get out, so I forgot to get your name, but you said probably Rimmer Brothers was the silencer, and you were absolutely right, it was. I've been in touch with them, but for some reason they've not emailed me back yet in relation to the 2 sizes of exhaust system that they do, but anyway. So I'm waiting on that, but I have done a little bit on the exhaust. I've done some other bits and pieces as well on Land Rover. So we're going to go around and just have a look at those bits and pieces. Yeah, so I'll just go through them first and then we'll go around them. So the exhaust system, which I'm putting in the back, it's been a bit of a play around, but that's the one thing I've been playing with. The cover that goes over the gearbox, I had to do a bit of modification on that. Because the pipes that I've run at the top of the gearbox, when I put the cover on, it just touched them. I thought I got enough space, but I hadn't, so I had to do a bit of modification on the cover and the corner of the cover, so I'll show you that. The gutters for the roof, for the door shuts, the top, I've made some of those and fitted those in, so I'll show you those. The gear stick, there's a gaiter that goes around it so it can unzip. That, I've made one of those, so I'll show you that. And the radiator cowling, I've put an electric fan on it instead of the standard fan that goes on the engine for the radiator. So I made a new cowling and put electric fan on, so I'll show you that as well. I don't think, oh, the brackets for the exhaust, which my son's working on. We're still working on them, but they're looking good, so he is learning with that. So yeah, so those are the things that we'll go through. So if we go to the back, we'll try and show you best as we can. Obviously it is underneath, we've got light on it, so we should be able to see, you'll be able to see roughly what's going on, and I'll try and hopefully, if I can get it frame and point to whatever we're doing, and you'll be able to see where we're at there, and then we'll go around the rest of the stuff. So if we go over here, we'll do that. So we're underneath Land Rover, as you can see, and we had a bit of trouble in relation to positioning the silencers, because I've got 2 exhaust systems running through it. You'd think there were a lot of room under here to stick 2 silencers up inside here, but believe it or not, there isn't. There's hardly any what I'd call real room, and the reason being is the travel of the axle and the low compensator. And so what I've had to do is I put one silencer, as you can see, at an angle. The 2 pipes come running together here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a silencer placed that way across, so it'll be running in line with the back cross member. So the 2 pipes, one obviously after the silencer will come down at the side of that silencer, and then it'll come out of the back. And the other one, oh no, sorry, it's not running parallel. I was going to have it parallel with this one, but there was no room because it was catching it. So the other one will run in line with the chassis rail, running parallel here, and then the outlets, so 2 outlets will come out of the back there. So it's just going to come in, down, and then out, and then the other one will come round and down at the side and out. So that'll be all set in, and I've got just enough clearance to clear the axle movement between here and obviously the axle, and I'll have just enough where it originally sat here for the other one. So that's where we're at with the pipe work and that for this moment. I've got, like I said, I've got to get another pipe, but I need to know, because there are two sizes to do a standard one and a big bore, but I don't know if their big bore what size that is in relation to this, because I don't know if this is a big bore or not. So it looks like against what I've seen with other 101s with standard exhausts, it does look bigger, but I don't know if it's just the flange that's bigger on this and put a bigger pipe in, but the internals are the same or what, I don't know. But they've not been in touch with me, so I'm having trouble, because it's the same with my Jaguar. I've been in touch with a company, is it Cobain's, did I say, for the seals. They won't get back to me at all. And unless actually physically phoning them up and wasting a load, what I consider wasting a load of time, when they do have an emailing service. So anyway, I'm done. So yeah, so that's the exhaust where we're at the moment. It's tight, but it all goes in and it should look good when it's all done. So if we go out and then we'll go over the other stuff what I've done. So the exhaust mounting brackets, I'm not sure if we discussed these last time when I was showing the exhaust. But we're making these wings, as it were, to support the ends of the runners from the engine. Even though they're solid, I don't want any vibration moving. There's a lot sat on end of these, and I don't want to stress these. And I think I mentioned it before, I'm not sure. So we made these. So my son's been working on these wings, and originally I was going to just have them welded to the actual pipes, but they were so long it was stupid. So I decided to put some little brackets. So we're making these brackets, and they sit underneath like that, which is, I suppose, is a bit difficult. We'll take some pictures and we'll add these in. But these brackets will be welded to the actual exhaust, this part here, but obviously it's bolted to that, and that then will support it so the whole thing can be stripped down. So these are going to be welded to the pipe, and one at the other side, and so that's doing that job. Then the cover went on, I mentioned the cover put on. I thought I'd left enough room with these being dropped down to clear the structural work underneath the cover. Well, it just touched, literally just touched. So I had to take part of it apart and the gussets and crush it in my fly press. So I'll show that, just hold on a second. The cover covers the gearbox. Because I thought I'd dropped enough down to clear all this, I thought it was okay, but I wasn't. So what I had to do was I had to unpick these gussets here and here, which support all this structure in here. And then I got some 20mm plate, which I have, and I put it in my fly press to support this face here. And then I just crushed the top hat down about 10 or 15mm. It flared up the edges of the flange here on the top hat. I just knocked those back down and pop riveted those back in place. And then I pop riveted, after I bent these in the folder, I pop riveted this all back down. So that's both sides there, and that were to clear the pipes that run down the side to the cross piece just under the back here. For this section here, that was to clear this area here. Because it's so tight there, and I've got 3 pipes coming in to collect, there's a lot of material, well, a lot of space taken up with those 3 pipes. So literally try to clump it all in and drop it down was becoming quite a chore. So it was easier for me just to take out the corner. So that's what I did. I just took a piece out and put a plate in. It hasn't taken anything really away from the back. If I just turn it round, hopefully you can see. It hasn't taken anything away really, and it was easier to do that than mess around even more with the pipes to try and get those down. So that's what I've done with that, and that goes on okay. Does that thing now. Grubby as it looks, we'll tidy it up eventually. But all that's now clear. So the brackets, my son's working on those, they're nearly done. We've got this side one done and he's just welding on. That one is on with to make, he's just making the templates. Once he's got that, he can cut them out and then we can tack those when position, take it all off. When it's done, they're going to be bolted down, tapped, of the brackets, so that'll sort that out. So if we go around now and we'll look at the gutters, which I've done. So gutters, so we've done the front one, which I discussed some video a time ago, which I'd done. So I'd done the gutter there, and I'd done all the bits and pieces for the actual door shut seals. So I've now done the top gutter, which I've put in. I'm going to put some pictures in of the end profile so you can see exactly what it looks like, what I've made. That were a bit of a pain to make in the bender, but I've done that, so they're in now. And it looks really quite good with the door shut and everything. The ends here, which is open, so some people might say, well, ends are open, it's won't, because when I finish doing the roof and all the body, because it's not going to be canvases, this GS when I finish, it's going to be a solid body. This will be all panelled in, so there'll be nothing coming in the end at all. And any water that comes off will run straight down into the front gutter and away. It's a bit dodgy down the actual bulkhead front panel where it comes onto it, but there's nothing really I could do with that. I'm just going to put some sealant in there, and that hopefully that will keep pretty much all the water away from the rest of going in the cab. So both of those are done. So we'll now go and we'll look at the gear stick gaiter I've done, and then we'll look at the radiator. So the actual gaiter cover which I've made. Originally they sat on top of here somewhere, but obviously because of whoever modified the gear stick, it's now over at the side, so I had to come obviously and finish there all off properly. So my gaiter cover I had to make to fit this hole, and because it comes from a horizontal to a chamfered plane here, so that changed the gaiter somewhat in shape. But I've made obviously you can see the ring I've put on there, that's riveted down. It's only temporary is this, because I'm going to make a cover, some nice covering to cover all the whole interior of the engine cover, radiators and everything, and then all the rest of the panelling, so it'll match all the panelling. So but that's to be done, but so it's just on at the moment to do that. So yeah, just zip to undo it and it'll come straight off. So I'll show you underside of this, and then we'll show you the radiator cowling and the electric fan I've put in. So I'll take this off and then we'll show you that. Right, so the gaiter. I was looking for a zip because I needed, well originally I was going to do some Velcro, but I thought that's going to be so much of a pain trying to put together. So I thought I need a zip. I've seen them with zips. So I was looking around. It's not the sort of thing you find in a garage is a zip, but my wife had an old coat, and so I was looking at the main zip and I thought that's too much of an aggro, try to put that in and everything. Is there out else? Anyway, she had a pocket, so I got big scissors out and chopped it out, and I've thrown a coat in the bin, and I put a zip into here. She might not be right happy with me, but she never used it. So anyway, so I made this. It had to fit in because of the, you know, it was a bit of a messing around, but we got it in. I had to sew a flange on to this just because of the way it's angled and everything. Folded the aluminium, and then underneath you can see where it just comes through. So yeah, so I did that, and that's turned out quite good. It's not 100% perfect. The throw over for reverse has gone further. I did pull it over and I thought I got enough material, but because obviously it wasn't fastened on, I thought I got enough, but it's not. So I might have to add a little bit into the neck, but I might actually put some Velcro on that to pull it round to lock it on. So I might do that, I don't know. But it's only reverse, it pulls it down a little bit because it comes a little bit further than I thought it did. But yeah, so that's that done. So the let me show you the cowling. So for the cowling, I will show you that, but just this is a template I made for making it. So this is obviously a corner of it. I had to bring it further in because of the water pump, and the fan sat out on the outside. So that's what I made, and I needed to get these angles so when it's opened out, so I could cut it, so when I folded it, it would come together to give me that shape, as it were. And like I say, it's equal all the way around. So we'll go and have a look in there, and you'll be able to see, hopefully, because it is painted black, but we'll hopefully be able to see it fastened in with the fan on it. And it's the same size fan as the original engine driven fan that's on. It's exactly the same diameter, so I should have the same amount of cooling, but it'll be thermostat control instead of just constantly running. I'm just trying to get a bit more power back from the engine, and I know some people say, well, they don't take that much. Every brick builds a wall. That's where I look at it. If I can make an improvement somewhere, that's where I'm going to try and gain it. And the fan, running a big fan like that, takes energy to turn, and it's that simple in my book. So electric fan until it'll come on when the engine's running hard, or I'm stood still. Other than that, the vehicle moving should do most of the cooling, if not all of it. So yeah, so we'll go and look at the radiator. So this is my cowling I fabricated up from that template you saw. It gave me enough room. I think it's about 2 inch deep is this actual cowling, if I think correctly. I think it's about 2 inch deep, but with the fan on, that's about another 2 inch, so there's about 4 inch, and when I've got it in, I've got enough to get my fingers in between the pulley where the fan originally, the viscous fan mount bolted on. So I've got 2 inch thickness of my fingers, which is about 3/4 of an inch, so I've got plenty of room between that. 2 wires for obviously the fan. I'll have a thermostat in line into the top hose here, and that, like I say, that'll run all this system. It's a dead simple system to wire up, but I just wanted to just try and make this a little bit better. Plus that, and I didn't have a fan. Somebody had taken it before I got the Land Rover, so with all that, it was like, nah, I'm just going to get. They're cheap enough to buy these things, and the actual aluminium to make this cowling was one of the drop sides, because the drop sides were pretty rotten and mashed up. And that was another one of the reasons why I decided to make this into a solid body instead of retaining it as a canvas. So I've stripped down the bits off it and took the aluminium sheeting that's on there and just reconstituted it into other bits and pieces. Saves me buying it, because I am a Yorkshireman and I'm tight, so yeah, use what you can. And so that's what that's made out of. It's made out of one of the drop sides, but it's worked out perfectly well. I used some pressing plugs to hold the fan in place, and they've done an absolutely brilliant job. 8mm OD plugs. Yeah, and they're just dead simple. These fans to fasten to all sorts of stuff. You know, like I say, I think a fan cost me like 25 quid or something from eBay, cheap as chips, and it's I think 80 watts, an 80 watt thing, so it should work quite amicably, I think. We'll find out. I'm going to put a temp gauge on it anyway, so I'll know exactly what it's doing. But yeah, so those are the things that we've been working on so far. Hopefully I'll get the silencer when I can get some information off Rimmer Brothers for the silencer, and I'll know exactly what size their bores are in their silencer, and then I can match it against mine, and then I'll know exactly which one to buy. Then I can finish the rest of the exhaust off, and then that's all done. Then it's, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be doing. My computer crashed on me about a month or so, no, it'd be over about a month and a half ago, and the drawing that I had for the Land Rover, I've lost that. The 3D model I'd started building, so I've got to redo all that. So I'll go back into Blender and redo that. So that's something I've got to do, just so I'm not having to ad hoc as I'm building the body. I want to know exactly what I'm doing with the dimensions for my drop down size, when the wheels and everything that's going to go on. Those have all got to be right. I'm not going to start messing around just cutting pieces and seeing how it fits. I'm going to have proper drawings for all this stuff. So that's to come out. Like I say, I wish I'd had that, because I'd done a lot of that already, but it's lost. So anyway, As always, I'm grateful for all those that's interested in this and what I'm doing. I hope it's helpful, and it encourages other people to maybe look at the stuff that they've got. Same with the Jag. I like to show that it's not just about this is what I can do. It's about showing what's feasible, or what's maybe feasible, and like I say, I try to throw it at it. Will everything work? Hopefully, but we just never know. But we do the best we can. So yeah, I hope, like I say, you all get something from this, and like I say, I'm always grateful for positive comments and the help, especially like the exhaust. That was really bone. But the price, 250 quid for a silencer. I nearly fell off my chair. But it is what it is. I'll have to bite the bullet, because I've not seen any on eBay or anywhere else that somebody's selling those. Second hand. So, but yeah. So thank you for all the positive comments, for watching, and if you're enjoying these, subscribe. I try to keep them going every week, but things have been a bit slow. But yeah, thanks a lot, and you all take it steady, and I'll see you on the next one when we post whatever I get to do on the next one, and same with Jag. So yeah, thanks a lot, and take it steady.